Sitecore just dropped XP 10.5 on August 5th, 2026, and this release proves one thing. XP is not being ignored. Sitecore is still actively investing in it. Welcome back to my digital diaries. I am your host, and today we are covering 10 things you as an architect or a developer must know about the new release of Sitecore 10.5. Watch till the end and don't forget to like, share, subscribe and join the channel. Let's start. Let's start with something very basic but very important. 10.5 is an XP release. That means it is for on-premise and IaaS deployments. It is not an XM Cloud update. So, what does that mean for you as a developer? It means nothing here changes how Content SDK works, nothing changes JSS works, nothing changes XM Cloud Pages behavior. These are completely separate products. Here is a simple tip. When you are advising a client, please don't mix up Sitecore AI or XM Cloud with this release. If someone says, "Hey, did you see the new Sitecore update?" always ask, do they mean XP 10.5 or Sitecore AI? Because right now both are moving forward, but they are two very different tracks. Point number 2. This one is urgent for a lot of teams. Windows Server 2019 container images are no longer shipped with 10.5. If your client is running Docker or AKS on a Windows Server 2019 host, you cannot just install 10.5 on top of it. Before you even touch the 10.5 upgrade, you need to migrate the host operating system to Windows Server 2022 or Windows Server 2025. Think of it like this: 10.5 simply refuses to run on the old foundation. So if you are planning an upgrade timeline for client, put this host OS migration as a separate earlier step. Don't try to combine both in a single weekend. It's safer to do the OS migration first and then move it to 10.5. Point number 3 is a deployment pipeline change, and it can easily catch teams off guard in 10.5. Identity server is no longer bundled inside the platform ARM templates. Earlier, when you deploy Sitecore XP to Azure PaaS, identity server come along with it as a part of the same package. That's not the case anymore. Starting with 10.5, identity server has its own independent ARM template. So if you are deploying to Azure PaaS, you now need to provision identity server separately. This is not just a version bump. This is a real change in how your deployment pipeline is structured. If your DevOps script assumes identity server comes bundled in, those scripts will break. So update your infrastructure as a code and your deployment documentation before you plan the upgrade. Point 4 is about monitoring, and it's easy to miss. If you are still using the old instrumentation key format for application insight, it will break in 10.5. Here is what happened. Microsoft has been moving everyone from instrumentation key to connection string for a while now. Sitecore has finally aligned with that shift in 10.5. So check your app setting.config file. If you see app insight key using the old key format, you need to migrate it to connection string before you upgrade. And here is the tricky part. If you skip this step, your upgrade won't crash. Everything will look fine, but your telemetry will silently stop working. You won't get any error. You will just stop seeing data in application insight. So please add this to your pre-update checklist. Point number 5 is a small thing, but it can block your entire installation. The minimum required version of the Microsoft Visual C redistributable has changed for 10.5. This kind of a thing that's very easy to miss in upgrade checklist because it feels like a background dependency, not a Sitecore feature. But if you skip it, it can block installation or even block runtime after installation. My suggestion, always cross check the official system requirement page before you schedule your upgrade window. Don't rely on memory from your last upgrade. Requirements like this change quietly release to release. Point 6 is for anyone managing search. Sitecore 10.5 now supports Apache Solar 10. That's the good news, but there is a catch. Solar 10 makes basic authentication mandatory by default. So if you are planning a Solar upgrade alongside your XP 10.5 upgrade, you need to budget time for two things. First, updating your Solar connection string because they are now support embedded credential directly in the string. Second, testing your authentication configuration properly end to end. Don't treat this as a 5-minute config change. Authentication issues in Solar can be hard to debug later. So test this thoroughly in a lower environment first before you touch the production. Point 7, and this is one of the most important point on the list. The security hardening in 10.5 is not minor. Sitecore has patched some serious vulnerabilities in this release. This includes a pre-authentication XML cache position attack and a post-authentication remote code execution chain. Both these are serious high-impact vulnerabilities, so here is my advice. If you have a security conscious client or a client in the regular industry position, this release primarily as a patching release. Even if they are not excited about a new feature, this release deserves a priority purely from a security standpoint. Don't let this upgrade sit in the backlog for months. The longer a known vulnerability sits unpatched, the bigger is the risk. Point number 8 is a small feature but a smart one for production environments. In 10.5, you can now disable package installation through configuration. Why does this matter? Because package installation is one of those features that's very useful during development, but it's also a potential attack surface in production. If someone gets unauthorized access to your content management server, package installation is one way they could try to push malicious code. So my recommendation for production CM environments, especially post go live, disable package installation through config. It's simple hardening step that reduces your attack surface significantly. Point 9 is for the anyone who supports older Sitecore XP codebase. 10.5 fixes several real practical bugs that developers have worked around for years. First, the experience editor no longer crashes with a Stack Overflow exception when you name the standard values item. If you have hit this before, you know how frustrating it was. Second, multi-list with search field validator issues have been fixed. The red validator bar now works correctly after using select all. Third, and this one is big, full text search. The underscore content field now reliably includes the content of the all text fields. Earlier, this was inconsistent and many teams built custom computed index field just to work around it. If you are inheriting an older XP codebase with these known workarounds, this is a great time to test whether you can actually remove some of that custom code now that platform handles it natively. And finally, point number 10, the built-in GraphQL playground has been removed from Sitecore XP in 10.5. Why? The underlying library hotchocolate.asp.NET Classic.Playground was deprecated and has a critical bug. So Sitecore removed it entirely rather than patching something that was already on its way out. What does this mean for you? Going forward, you will need a third-party tool like Postman for GraphQL introspection and testing. If you have an internet developer documentation or onboarding guide that reference the built-in playground, Update that now. New developers on your team shouldn't be hunting for a tool that no longer exists. And that's a wrap up. 10 things you as an architect or a developer must know about Sitecore 10.5. To summarize quickly, this is an XP only release, so check your Windows server and identity server setup. Fix your application inside config, verify your C++ redistributed version, plan your Solar 10 authentication, and most importantly, prioritize this for its security patches. Alright, before we wrap up, let's put everything together in one quick glance about this release. OS and Infra 10.5 adds Windows Server 225 support across SIP, Docker, and AKS, and it drops Windows Server 2019 container image completely. Database SQL Server 2025 is now supported for all database roles. Don't worry, SQL Server 2022 still works fine too. Regarding search, Apache Solar 10 is supported now, but remember it comes with a mandatory basic authentication. Then identity server has been split out of the platform ARM templates. It's now its own separate module with its own template. Then monitoring, application insight now requires connection string. The old instrumentation key support has been removed. .NET, the platform now targets .NET Framework 4.8.1. Security, this is a big one. Patches for pre-authentication XML cache poisoning, post-authentication RC chain, speak path traversal, and hard-coded credential have been removed, and the GraphQL playground has been removed entirely. Then UI, a refreshed visual styling in some authoring interfaces. This is purely cosmetic, no workflow changes here. So that's Sitecore 10.5 in 8 areas at a glance. If this helped you to plan your next update, hit the like button, share it with your team, subscribe and join the channel. See you in the next video.